Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Linda Bradley. I am the chair of the DRC meeting, and I'd like to call this meeting to order at 3:01 p.m. Roll call is we're all here. There's myself, Ann Meter, and Timmy Vanderpolder. And we're all here for the meeting. And the first thing that I would ask that we do is make an adoption of the agenda.
Okay, move to adopt the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next order of business is we need to approve our minutes from July 23rd. I know it's been a while, but with all the stuff going on with the election, I didn't want to try and fit all this in because of all the meetings and stuff we were having. So I would ask if either of you have any comments about these minutes. And if not, if I could get a motion to approve these draft minutes.
Approve.
So does anyone, if nobody has any comments, can we approve these draft minutes from 7/23/2025?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry,
That's fine.
I was muted and I didn't know it.
No, that's okay. That's fine. So it's unanimous that we're gonna approve them. So the next order of business is gonna go quick. So I sent stuff in, finally got an answer back from Michael, the general manager. I had them approve the policies that we worked on. I messed up on my request, so there's one that's going to be coming back that we worked on then that will be coming back with these 3 things that we're working on now. And hopefully I will bring them back to the board in October. Sometimes we have to ask the attorney for his opinion on these. I don't think any of these are those. I think they're going to be ones that the president will ask once again to send to Michael, the general manager, have him look at it, get back to me. And maybe the last meeting in October, we can get them on the agenda because I'm sure it'll take him a while to look at them and stuff. So anyway, that's where we're at with that. But we have the ones that we have are updated. They're already updated on the website, and staff's been handling them. So little by little, we're getting through all of these policies that we've been looking at. I think the one that I messed up on is purchasing, that I will need to bring forward with these 3 that we're working on now. So that's kind of where we're at with that. And actually we're not doing too badly. So the next thing is our policies to review. So in going through things, I looked at this ACC policy. We dealt with the fact that the easements, vacations, and encroachments had already been actually rescinded back in 2016. And I want to go back and start looking at some of this stuff and see if there's any of these other documents that are still sitting on there that we should just simply be rescinding because a prior board did. With this permit thing that I have from 1996, I sent you the original. I also sent you the highlighted copy of the ACC policies that talks about the same thing. And we just need to point this out to the board of directors and have them let us be able to remove that old, the old policy that's way outdated and just simply say that it's in the new ACC manual, which will complete all of the policies that deal with ACC that are board policies. So I'd like to be able to move that forward if that's okay with both of you.
Well, it makes so much sense. To have it in two places is just confusing.
Well, it is, and they say different things, you know, it's like, I think they deal with them differently now than they used to.
Mhm.
And I know that it's always checked, but when someone applies, makes an application for a new build or a remodel or anything, all of that's carefully looked at before it's even moved to the ACC committee, before they ever see anything. So I know that that's taken care of. So I have those documents ready to go. And I don't, there's not going to be any argument with it. It's for us, it's just housekeeping that needs to be done. So the next one, how do I say it, is one from 2017.4, and it's called Association Involvement in Member Matters. I did this just one little page and it's short. I wrote the original language and then I wrote what I think I would like to have revised text say. It's like when in the original language, they did some strange wording in here at times that said, where does it says blah, blah, blah. It basically says the same thing, but it talks about, in the second paragraph, it says, in general, regarding all property matters, including disputes or transactions between or among association members, the SVCA, its staff, and every individual member acting under any color of authority from the association. And I'm going, I don't think we need that in there.
No, that's old language.
That's what, and all I did, I kind of left this, I made very little changes, but I would like to submit this revised text as what we would like that to say. Still have the same title, you know, because unfortunately, we can't say that no one will ever, from the association, will ever get involved. Sometimes there's property disputes about property lines and that sort of thing. If that comes up, it's up to the property owners to, if it's not a Sudden Valley lot, it's up to them to get their own surveying if they feel that something is wrong between what one owner believes and another owner believes. They may come in and speak to the general manager about it. And certainly he can offer or direct them legally permissible advice or assistance, and that's it. You know, he can't ask the association to do it. We have enough liability as it is with our own common areas, let alone between members. So what I'd like to do is send this in, and I'll speak to the board president about that and see if we can get this revised language. Do either of you see anything wrong with it or would like to add, anything to this?
I think it's much clearer than the original one
Thank
I
you.
agree, Ann.
and positive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's clear. It's not so, well, no, let's not do this. And like I say, it's so hard because there are times where the association may offer assistance, but once again, it's under our rules, regulations, what's allowable. And if it's not, then we don't issue it. So as long as we're okay with that, I can move this forward. Thank you, ladies. And we'll go to, and Timey's going to lead us through this. We're going to go to the last one, which is the Marina Moorage and Storage License Policy. And I understand that I still sent the wrong policy, that there
Yeah.
wasn't an updated one. Go ahead, Timey, and do a takeoff.
I was just gonna say there is an updated one that I did send you earlier today, Linda, but I didn't get a chance to send it to Ann. I was running out the door. I had to run to White Rock and I had to get stamps for the ballots and drop them off.
Yeah.
And I've been kind of running around and really, as you saw, I just got back. So, and like it's basically, other than the date, it's the same one that you and Ray would have signed last year. We took out a lot of stuff and we updated a lot of stuff.
Did you
Uh,
take out, last time we kind of talked about taking out the number 9,
Yeah,
because, you know, vessels that were over 40 years old, or,
yeah, and that's gone.
and then
But
number
there's,
10 also was, because that sounded like something that was out in the
oh, okay,
bay.
see, oh yeah, number 9. Okay, so it is, sorry, I was trying to read it on my phone earlier.
I
Yeah,
think it's
that's
number 9 and
gone.
number 10.
Yeah, those are gone. And the ones that, are number 15 and 16, we redid those and we don't have them all in caps. So, but I mean, I
Did
can make
we-
sure I forward for the next meeting, or, because it's just, there's a bunch of stuff that's different.
we can keep moving it. If you want to go ahead and move that, because I noticed even this number 11, I think we changed.
Yeah, and yeah, we said just to inform Sudden Valley not to get involved with the Coast
Yeah.
Guard and national response. It's up to Sudden Valley to pass that on.
You know, it's just, I think, and if they've changed that, that's great. You were talking about something too, Timey, about this 15 and 16, these capitalized.
Yeah, that we
Items.
changed. Yeah. So this is still the old one that you have here, and the new one was just so much stuff we needed to fix up.
So do we want to hold this until, how do I say it? Until we meet again, or do we want to have you sent it to us, look
I
at
sent it
it
to you, but I didn't send it to Ann yet, but I can get her a copy.
and look at this and see, because as if you're good with all of the other information that's in here, because like I say, I know you and Lori worked really hard at this. I worked a little bit on it, but I think it was you and Lori more than anyone else that worked on this really hard.
We
make
did,
sure
and we
it's-
changed even the date that it has to be in by. It's the end of February, which staff really liked that last year.
And they're
Really gave
going
them the
to do,
summer.
and I assume they're going to go with that. Because it would be nice to go ahead and bring this, the reason why I'm saying this, and to change this and actually make it policy. And why I guess we could wait until our next meeting in October. I'd like to get something on the books before staff has to move forward with their submitting their information on the marina.
Okay, so why don't we move it? I'll make sure I give you both physical copies so that there's no confusion, that I'll give you the correct physical copy, so we're not pulling the wrong one off, and we'll make sure we get it done for next meeting.
All right, next meeting. So that leaves us to decide, just a minute. I have to get my calendar. I'm babysitting girls now and I have to be careful when I schedule these Wednesday meetings.
Yeah.
I have to make sure it's not a Wednesday when I have the girls, because that would truly be an awful thing for us to do. Question for you. I
Uh-huh.
can do in October, I can do the 15th or the 29th of
Um,
October.
29th would be better for me because we are going to Scottsdale for Barrett Jackson, and I think we leave the 14th, and so it's not a big deal for me to to Zoom on to the document review when I'm there, because these aren't really long, but
Yeah.
29th would be better.
So you'd like to try doing 10/29? What about you, Anne?
Yeah, the 29th would be fine.
Okay, because even if we keep, hopefully, I'm gonna still be well,
Well, why don't we do the 15th? You know what? It's really not a big deal for me to Zoom on.
because
You
I
know
was
what?
gonna say October 23rd is gonna be the last board meeting before the AGM. And we're dissolved as of the AGM.
Okay, so let's do the 15th as long as Anne can do that.
Okay,
And-
I can do that.
Okay, let's just
Okay.
do that, because this isn't that hard. When I had company, it was really hard to do some evening meetings, but when I'm just down in Scottsdale, it's really not a big deal for me to Zoom on. I may be Zooming it from a pool, but that's okay.
Because I think maybe if I own, because the only one I really have to have anyone look at is this 2017.4 that I really need to send into Michael to
Okay.
have the general manager look at. The
Mhm.
building permits is just hey, guys, it's there. And if it's there, we've already said, there's some of this stuff no longer belongs in board policies. We might be able to actually completely wash ACC out of that, which would really be nice. It's like it's hung around for forever, and that's partly because there weren't any updates to the ACC manual until they did them last year. So I think that would be good if we could do that. We'll do it
Yep,
at 3
not a
o'clock
problem.
again.
Yep, not
Is
a
all
problem.
right?
Yep.
Sure. 15th is fine.
Okay,
All
perfect.
righty. Any other comments or anything you'd like to make? I know Ann and I were discussing a little bit, and I'll talk about it. Wakiowa. And I
Right.
think when we finish this year, and I don't know if I'll be reelected or not, nothing else, I'll
Oh, you
have.
will be.
But I think that next year, rather than policies, unless there's something really pressing, I'd like to see if we can get a few more members on this committee to sit and look at stuff, and it's time to start looking at Wakiowa.
Yay.
It's just, I've been looking at it little by little. I have some questions into the attorney already over, well, wait a minute here, what can we do? Still waiting to get an answer back and hoping to hear from Keith as to when he's heard back, because I have to submit them through the board president.
Right.
And and the attorney, said that, yes, I need to get back with you about some of this stuff. But it's like, we need to find where Wakiowa differs from our stuff, because for sure, I know that there are changes that are going to have to be made to our not only bylaws, but our restrictive covenants. And there's the question to me of, if this is law, does the membership even vote on it because it has to be, or is it something we have to do and have the membership vote on because it's our restrictive covenants?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lots to figure out.
if you ever read the restrictive covenants, there are little notes in there where there was something, blah, 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 dishes that for satellite dishes for TV, those used to be outlawed. Well, federal law changed, and there's a little note in there that just says, this, it doesn't apply because the federal law changed.
Right.
And it's like, is this what you just do, or do we have to completely redo the restrictive covenants? The attorney has made a comment, and I know that it's true. Every single division in Sudden Valley, and there's a lot of them, have their own separate restrictive covenants. It's the first part of the piece of paper that you get is their restrictive covenants. And somehow he said there's a way all of those need to be somehow incorporated into one so they all read the same.
Okay.
You know, and I'm like, I have no idea how you do that. That's beyond me. But the GM sent me some stuff today, and I don't know if Timmy, you probably got it, but Ann probably didn't. And I think I'll forward. I'll look what it is. I didn't have time to look. I will forward to Ann. CAI sent us some information on how do you move forward with
Okay, yeah, I saw that stuff. There's a lot
Kiowa,
of
yeah.
information. There was like, he sent it in 2 parts, so there's lots to go through.
You know, there is, and it's like any help we can get is going to be a good thing, because the more we have to write the attorney to ask it, the more we do. I know there's the discussion, and that's for the board, of do we opt in early? Do you put that measure, because it would be a measure we would have to put on an AGM. And clearly we're not doing it this year. Do we do it next year? And do we see if people want to opt in?
Yeah,
You
he was
know,
saying there might be some advantages to opting in early.
yeah, there's all that, but it's like to find out what those are so that you can, you know, decide. The board would have to decide, do they want to look at that? And they're going to need advice as to, is this the best thing to do or isn't it the best thing to do? And we have to be able to look at the pros and the cons for the membership and decide, you know, what our advice is. The board doesn't have to take it, just like they don't have, the attorney can advise them and they don't have to take it, or act upon it. But it's at least putting it out there of, do we think about this? It still takes, if I understand Kiowa correctly, it still takes a high majority of people to approve of that. And I don't know that we would reach that bar. I don't know that many people in the valley will vote, because I think, once again, I'm not sure it's based on just the voting members. If it becomes a percentage of all the units in the association. And this is why I say it's something that we need to get copies. I have a paper copy here at home, and I highlight all over the place, and I pick apart different sections of it to see what applies to us and what doesn't. It's not an easy read.
No,
And it's a matter of looking at it and starting to make recommendations, because if we don't start next year, we're going to be way behind. But if you think about it, think about if you'd like to stay on it for next year, and think about some other people that have really good, strong understandings, a little bit of bylaws and that sort of thing, and laws and how they apply. Because we're going to have to look at the bylaws, and we're also going to have to look at the covenants and decide, how do we pick this all apart and how does it all fit together? But Ann, we'll send you that information and you can look at it, print it out. I haven't even looked to see what it is yet, but chances, I put it in my save it stuff, but I haven't opened it yet. But we'll look at that and hopefully get back to you. So, having no further business to conduct at our meeting, since we've determined we're going to meet on October 15th at 3 p.m., I would like to adjourn this meeting at 3:24 p.m.
sounds good.